of the Heartland with McKoy are not necessarily the opinions of Walnut Media USA, management, station manager Janelle Reeves, any particular denomination or religion, the mailman, the church lady, or anyone else of sound mind and body. Now, here's the Talk of the Heartland with McKoy on KCRO, the Heartland's Christian voice.
Well, good afternoon. It is a Monday, and that happens to be Hallow Eve's Eve, or Halloween Eve. And if you are one of those people like I am, a Jesus freak with an attitude, constantly pursuing God's will, you're not going to hear me say anything bad about Halloween. Oh, I wouldn't do any of it, and I'm very conscientious of spiritual warfare. But come on, let the kids have fun and go out and pick up their candy and just be careful when you bring it home. But I also am not offended by you if you believe this is a pagan holiday and should not be observed or celebrated or anything by Christians. I'm okay either way on that. I just hope the kids come knocking on the door tonight and I can give them some fun candy and they come to your house too. So it is the 31st. It's Halloween Eve, and today I've got a young man here who was with me last Wednesday, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
And that's Jim Ratte. Jim is the head of the men's ministry.
Wow. I lead a large men's ministry at Christ Community, but I'm the executive director of ministry support.
That's right.
At the church. And have my hands in a number of different things.
Executive director of?
Ministry support.
All right, ministry support. And that's at Christ Community Church, 108th and Maple. And as I recall, services are at 9 and 10:30?
10:45.
10:45, all right. And Mark Austin is the pastor there. You've heard Mark on this program before. It's just a really good church, and I keep meeting really good people. I joined your Men of God, which is your Friday Bible study, which, by the way, I got to get up so early in the morning to get there in time, and then I take a table near the front because I just like to pay attention. And you've got this, it sounds like Dino the Dinosaur going off at like 5:45 in the morning. And come to find out, you are a retired submarine captain.
I am, yes.
And that horn actually came off. It's that dive right thing.
Yeah,
right?
It's an amazingly loud sound that brings guys to attention, and it's the diving alarm from the World War II diesel electric submarine USS Carp that I was given back in my earlier days, and it now starts the Friday morning Men of God session, and some guys like it and some guys don't, and I like the guys who don't like it because I give it a couple extra blasts for them.
Oh, good. Thank you. Now, have you ever decided, you know what you should do? It's probably too late now, but it's Halloween tonight with trick-or-treating. Sure. You should hook up your doorbell.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
But put it outside. Because it really is that. Do you have any idea of the decibels?
No, but it is really loud.
Yeah.
It's designed to wake you up from a sound sleep and tell you that either the ship is diving or the ship is conducting an emergency surface.
Yeah. Well, and I knew how loud it was when my friend Jackie Marr, who lives in Blair, heard it one morning out there, and it woke her up. She thought it was the rooster or something. I said, no, that was Jim's horn. If you could ever get me one of those, I don't know what I'd do with it, but I'd think of you every time I blew it.
I think it's the only one in any of these states surrounding areas. U.S. Strategic Command, when they run their submarine birthday ball on an annual basis, each year they come to me, they send some young lieutenant to me, and they get my submarine diving alarm, bring it back to the U.S. Stratcom, use it to run their submarine birthday ball, and then dutifully bring it back because I think it's the only one, the authentic World War II version in certainly the state of Nebraska, but I think it's probably all the surrounding states too.
So what has replaced this? I mean, there's still these sounds and whistles and horns.
Yeah, they've got kind of some cheesy electrical stuff now.
That digital stuff. Poo on that.
Yeah, this is the old school stuff.
I'm telling you, it is. And I told Jim last week, I don't know why I like submarine movies, but I always have.
Yeah.
And that sound is just, I probably need some deep therapy. Because maybe that horn reminds me of something horrible in my past.
It could, but yeah, it probably would surprise you to hear that. I find that noise comforting. And it's one of the best sounds I've ever. There's a few sounds I like in my life, and that's one of the top ones. And
You're a sick puppy.
I know, but just the story.
Woof woof.
If you're an East Coast sailor, the continental shelf extends out quite a ways to the 100 fathom or the 600 foot curve, and so if you're a submariner heading out to the local operations areas, you typically don't dive until you're beyond the 100 fathom curve because that's where all the trawlers hang out.
Okay.
And so you prefer to get beyond that so you don't have to fight through the trawler nets. And so once you get out there, you've been 12 hours on the surface, and the submarine isn't designed to run on the surface. It's designed to be underwater.
Yeah.
And so on the surface, it makes the most terrible motion that you can imagine, and 2/3 of the submarine crew is always sick.
Sure.
And so I've been seasick on. I was in the Navy for 31 years, and I was seasick hundreds of times out to sea. And so when you hear that submarine diving alarm, you know that your agony is over. You're about to slide underneath the water, and then pretty soon calm is restored, and your stomach gets restored, and you're ready to go on with life. But it's that sound that causes you that comfort when you head on deep.
I can see that in that case.
Yeah,
all right. Now, these were not just little submarines. These weren't wind up, watch them go and submarines. These are nuclear submarines, meaning they're nuclear powered.
Correct. Yep.
And they can shoot off nuclear weapons.
Correct, both. Yeah, I was on a ballistic missile submarine, new construction crew on the USS Michigan in my younger days, back in the early '80s, and then I had command of the attack submarine Phoenix, out of Norfolk, and both were nuclear powered. All submarines in the United States now are nuclear powered. So I was a nuclear engineer by trade. Before coming to the ministry, I enjoyed operating nuclear power plants as a trade in the Navy. And
gee, what does your daddy do? He can blow up your daddy. All right. Now, let me ask you this.
Sure.
On a serious note, will you ever get called back? I mean, is that a possibility?
I would say there's no possibility I'll get called back. No.
Okay.
No,
All right.
I don't think so.
I just didn't know with everything kind of messed up right now in the world.
No, I'm. It's a young man's. Occupation, taking submarines to sea, and once you're out of that for a bit of time, you're no longer eligible. So I'm over that age limit where that will happen. So
well, all right. You know more about that than I do. I can just see them calling their best and brightest back up.
I'm an old dog.
When we get into the hey, be quiet. I think I'm older than you. So if you're
you're an older dog then.
I'm a woof woof. All right. All right. One of the fascinating things that Jim shared with us the last time he was here was that he was a lifetime atheist.
Mm-hmm.
And you said, and I've said this several times since you were on here, I'll never forget it. You said the thing that made you an atheist were the first 5 words in the first book of the Bible. And then
In the beginning,
God created. And right there you stopped because you thought, no, this was not created. This has been kind of a organic thing that's been going on since forever.
Yeah, I didn't believe God created anything, and so if I couldn't believe the first 5 words of the Bible, what use was anything beyond that point?
So were you like Saul before he became Paul? Were you out of the box when it came to being an atheist, and if one of us poor little Christians ran into you, you were going to give us a verbal beating?
No, I don't think so. I didn't care enough about it in order to want to engage in some verbal fisticuffs with someone. I find it very interesting and actually very humorous that people who present a belief that there is no God spend so much time debating the issues of God with Christians, but I didn't find it worth my time to have any kind of conversation. It just didn't matter to me a whole lot. I went on with my life, and I allowed people to go on with their lives. And many of my family would have words with me. My mother famously referred to me as her heathen, and so she'd ask me, "How is my heathen today?"
Oh my heavens!
And so Mom prayed for me as you would expect a mother to do. To a son that she knew was heading into danger.
Was she still alive when the Lord came and got you?
Yeah, I'll tell you a story there.
We'll do it when we come back.
Okay, I'll tell you that story. Just remind me. I'll tell you the story about Mom and her prayers.
I want to hear the story about Mom and her prayers, but the one I really want to hear is how you as an engineer realized there was a God.
Yeah, it was interesting. I was...
No, don't tell it now.
Oh, you want me to tell me that later, too?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell that one later, too.
They're both great stories. All right, it's about 16 after the hour of 4 o'clock on this Halloween Eve. Make sure you turn the lights on and keep the streets clear and enjoy the trick-or-treating tonight. And God bless you for doing that. I think it's okay to take care of the kids in the neighborhood like that. If you're not for it and you think it's a pagan holiday or magic or witchcraft, you can have your opinion. I'm okay with that. Hopefully you'll respect mine. So somebody get out the Twixt because Grandpa's coming home. We're coming back. I've got Jim Ratte in the studio, and I've got you listening, and that's all I need. On this Halloween Eve in the year 2022, I'm Mac McKoy, and if I haven't told you lately, I love this job. I couldn't do it without you. On AM 660, FM 106.7, and all around the world at kcro.com.
Coming to you from the Physicians Mutual family. We'll help you feel good about your retirement and your future.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
The Heartland's Christian voice. KCRO Omaha, K294DJ Lincoln, regionally on 660 AM and in Lincoln on 106.7 FM. Streaming on kcro.com. Alexa, tune in, the KCRO app, and devices that haven't even been invented yet.
Fox News, I'm Laura Cantor. The man accused of attacking Nancy Pelosi's husband is facing federal charges. Authorities say he intended to kidnap the House Speaker.
In an interview with San Francisco police, the suspect said he planned to talk to Pelosi and would let her go if she told the truth, but would break her kneecaps if she lied.
Fox's Jared Halpern from Washington. The Pennsylvania Senate race between Democrat John Fetterman and Republican Dr. Mehmet Oz is heating up.
The New York Times says in calls to Pennsylvania voters after the debate, a plurality said Fetterman was not healthy enough to do the job, though Fetterman still had a slight lead over Oz.
Fox's Rich Edson in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. The Dow Jones slipping 128 points on the last day of October, finishing at 32,732. America is listening to Fox News.
Now your forecast for KCRO for Omaha, Council Bluffs, and Lincoln. Clear skies tonight with lows around 42. South winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunny skies and calm tomorrow. High temperatures reach up to 75. Clear skies and quiet again tomorrow night. Lows level off around 54. Dry with temperatures well above average Wednesday and Thursday, and highs from the mid-70s to the upper 70s. I'm weatherology meteorologist Paul Trombley on KCRO. Right now, 70.
The Heartland's Christian voice. KCRO.
Are you looking for a mobile service provider that hands down beats the competition in coverage, rates, lower fees? Then Boost Mobile by For Real Wireless is the company for you. Just switch to Boost and get a renewed iPhone 11 for $49.99 or an iPhone SE free when you switch and go to our $50 unlimited or $60 unlimited plus plan. Just go to forrealwireless.com or your nearest Boost Mobile by For Real Wireless in Omaha and Lincoln and ask for Eric Stevens. Let them show you what they can do for you. Live from Divine Truth Studios, this is Jeff Saxton with Reviving the Fire on AM 660, 106.7 in Lincoln, and all around the world on the Heartland's Christian Voice, KCRO.
Yeah, and Jeff, Jeff. Testing 1 2 1 2. Hello. I think we're probably snafooed. We're 23 hours a day pre-recorded.
Mm-hmm.
And so for whatever reason, this thing decided we were going to go at 4:20 and it shouldn't have gone till 5. And I honestly don't know how to stop it. Sorry.
That's okay.
I don't know what to do.
I think Satan decided he didn't want to hear those two stories.
I guess, but we're going to tell him next time for sure. I'm sorry, Jim.
That's okay.
I don't know what to do here. The machine has taken over. And I don't know how that changed. Well,
we're out camping and enjoying that. So we'll be at the park tonight, and as we check out the trailer, and so I'm gonna go back to the trailer and have a little early treat going home today.
Well, I apologize.
Oh, not a problem. Not a problem. Let's just set it up and do it later.
Yeah, I'll send you something.
Okay. You got about, I can handle about 2 of those buttons, but
2 of those buttons.
yeah, about 2 of those buttons over there I can handle, and the rest, just too many of them for me.
I just can't figure out how that happened, to be honest with you. But we're just going to be all off kilter here.
Yeah, if it's pre-recorded, they'll be talking about things that a little bit